wife asked us. My husband always looks when women walk by. He insists on watching pornos. I don't like that sort of thing. He says that it's normal, men are like that. I don't think so. He's even rented films without telling me and watched them when I wasn't home. What do I do to get this out of my marriage? G.M. Unfortunately, your husband is another victim of the false advertising that promotes pornography. Men, and nowadays women, have believed in the lie that porno films help to spice up your relationship. At first sight, yes. However, there have been recent studies of men who watch porn regularly and the discoveries are very negative. Some of the consequences include: a man winds up lowering his capacity of having regular sex with his wife because he becomes conditioned to the other virtual women. He is no longer satisfied just with his wife. He can have difficulty in getting an erection if he doesn't watch something pornographic, or he can even experience erectile dysfunction, impotence. He ends up being addicted to masturbation, lowering his performance with his wife. He may go deeper into extreme pornography in order to feel the same effect. He begins to treat his wife as an object, using her as an object of pleasure, even forcing her into practicing aggressive or kinky sexual acts in an attempt to imitate the porno films. This information is easily accessible in medical and scientific sources on the internet. And don't fool yourself with that justification that all addicts like to use. I'm not addicted, I can stop anytime I want. It doesn't work with any other addiction, much less pornography. Scientists have already confirmed that pornography has the same effect on the brain as alcohol and cocaine. Share this information with your husband. If he doesn't believe it, ask him to simply observe the results of pornography in his behavior. If he is honest with himself, he will recognize that it's damaging to him as a man and to you as a couple. The fact that a lot of men practice it doesn't make it normal. I suggest that you stand firmly on this matter with your husband and ask him to keep your marriage free from this. One hell of a drug, porn is addictive, and here are the facts. Becoming a teenager means that there are a lot of changes your child will experience. First, school will become increasingly difficult, which can cause more stress and anxiety than before. Second, your teen will have to learn how to forge friendships and relationships with his or her peers. As kids, it was a lot easier to schedule play dates and strike up a bond with anyone around the same age. As a teen, however, it's a lot more challenging. Can you pass the hypersexual behaviors screening test? Sex is a necessary and essential part of life, but for 1 in 20 people it could become a destructive behavior. Take this essential quiz to get your personal score and learn the difference between healthy and addictive sexuality. Finally, hormones are also coming into play. The teenage years can be a mix of different emotions, and it's when your child will start to learn more about his or her sexuality. Unfortunately, a side effect of that can be watching porn. Teens and porn numbers. Although getting precise data about the viewing habits of teenagers is difficult, there are a few studies that can help shed light on the subject. In one study, 42% of boys in grades 4 through 11 had watched pornography and reported that they seek it out regularly. Another study suggests that up to 90% of boys and 60% of girls are exposed to porn by the time they reach 18. 66% of teens and children say that they weren't searching for porn, but came across it by accident. While we can't say for sure what the numbers are, these statistics paint a troubling picture. Also, as technology becomes more prolific, it's never been easier for children and teenagers to access explicit material. When you can search for anything on your phone, it's almost impossible to avoid porn online. The effects of porn on teens. Porn addiction is slowly becoming recognized more and more as a genuine affliction, like drug or alcohol abuse, but the fact is that watching porn can do some hefty damage to your teenager. Let's break down the ways that pornography can hurt your teen. Avoiding schoolwork. Now that homework and classes are getting harder, your teen is going to be much less motivated to succeed. Even if you try and stimulate your child, that doesn't guarantee any action on his or her part. The problem lies with instant gratification. Doing well in school and getting good grades is going to pay off in the long term, but it can be difficult to feel that when you're in class. Unless your teenager is strongly motivated to do well, he or she may not see the immediate benefit. Porn, on the other hand, offers an instant escape and reward. The arousal that it stimulates is powerful and can hijack your teen's emotions. Simply put, your child will be much more interested in watching porn than working on math problems. When you also throw puberty into the mix, things can get dangerous. Your teenager is experiencing a lot of hormonal changes, and arousal is one of them. No matter how focused your teen can be on a topic, anything related to sex can override his or her ability to think clearly. Overall, easy access to porn coupled with the intense, but empty, satisfaction it provides can spell disaster for your teen's interest in school, and subsequently his or her grades.